It's kind of funny how this man right here dropped off the map in the Song of Strife season, especially when he was actually part of the story. One thing that Kruger does amazingly well in AFK Journey is the ability to shatter the armor of the enemies, reducing the physical damage or physical defense that they have, increasing the amount of overall physical damage we do. And the big issue why we didn't see Kruger a ton is because magic damage dealers were so strong, and number two, well, when you get to Endless, it's all true damage anyway, which is not affected by those defenses. However, there is one hero that has recently come out that has really caused a stir, because if you are an extremely endgame account, Lenya is an amazing pickup. If you're an average player, chances are she's not going to do amazing things. Yes, she is the #1 damage dealer in a couple different Dream Realm bosses, but not by a large enough margin to really make your other hero investments not worth it. Like, still going for Lily May, Odie, all those traditional heroes are kind of the way to go, but because Lenya is a physical damage dealer, she really makes him work out good. And the big difference is, right now we don't have a way to shed that physical defense on the bosses. We might eventually, I think eventually, when you get like Great Sword spell up to level 20, which is, I mean, that's a ways away. We don't even have the artifact unlocked yet. Then maybe he might drop off again. But what I'm going to show you guys here today is the Lone Gaze boss, and you guys will see right here, everybody at the top is using the same team. And this is why I was talking about Lenya can be a very good investment for some people, not necessarily everybody though. So this is essentially what the team looks like. It is very Mauler heavy, so you guys can see we have a very strong faction bonus since we are also using Reinier. Reinier seems to be one of the better options as well. And one other thing I want to talk about, yes, Mikola is taking a step in for Smokey yet again. Smokey can still be a valuable option, especially if you have Smokey at Mythic Plus, because, like, I mean, a lot of people probably have that initial investment done. But again, this is another one of those tools that the tip of the top whales are going to have that necessarily regular players have, that give you those couple extra percentage points, basically just because of the way they work. So this is what the team is looking like. We are using the Verdant spell for the attack debuff, or attack buff and everything. And this is what looks like to be the strongest team right now. And again, part of it is thanks to the amount of, like, just defense shredding that Kruger can do. I'll show you guys a with Kruger and a without Kruger. So I'll show you one maybe with someone like Thoran, which is a more traditional hero that is used in this, and I'll link Thoran up to like Reinier, so you guys can see what the difference is, because Thoran does, of course, still increase the damage that the boss takes. So it's not like we're going away from a complete debuffer. But let's see how this actually turns out. So looks like from earlier last night, I do have better and more powerful heroes, which means we are going to do more damage. I don't think we're winning this though. No, once one hero goes down, it's like a daisy chain effect. Everybody starts falling left, right, and center, and Mikola is last up, 62.34. Not too bad, not too bad at all. So you can see right here, Kruger actually does a bit of damage too. Mikola does as well, so not too bad here. I don't think there's really any lineups for Common 2 right now that don't run this exact combo. You can see right here, this is another example that if you do drop that Lenya, then Kruger is absolutely not going to be useful. I'm intrigued to see what our magic damage dealing team can be, because remember, technically, I do have better magic damage dealers than physical damage dealers, so this could still be better. And again, is another reason why you don't just follow the tippy top of the leaderboard every time. Let's see what this damage looks like, because again, this is also using the older school method of Smokey and Mirky. And this is like the, if you have Mikola and Lenya, use this strategy. If you don't, use Lily May and Odie with this strategy, which is kind of cool how it works out. Beyond that, you know, Smokey is providing damage too, which is kind of cool. I'm intrigued to see how this works. And also leads me to believe that Alsa's synergy with that, with the, what's this artifact called right here? Resonating spell. I feel like it's not actually working properly. And that's why we were able to get yesterday to the next difficulty boss, whereas today we're still stuck on Common 2. Yeah, the damage is quite a bit lower. It looks like it's going to be about 10 to 15% lower. Somewhere right in the middle of there. So This is the safer bet for an overall account progress because again, Lenya is not going to do as much for you as heroes like Lily May and such. However, I will show you, like I said, one more thing. We'll use this strategy right here and we're going to do one change here. We're going to take you out and we're going to throw the Thoran in, and we might as well link the Thoran up to the Reiner because Reiner is usually the one that goes down first. So let's see what the difference maker is. Is Kruger truly as good as we keep seeing him be in a lot of these different game modes? So does the physical defense ripping count for more than just bonus percentage damage that we get by adding the Thoran into the mix? We are also linking Thoran up to Reiner, which does mean Reiner has much better survivability. Literally 50% damage reduction is hard to beat, which might mean he actually stays alive here in these the howl phases that I like to call them. And we're actually nearing the damage we had with our magic damage dealing team. So it does kind of show you guys how powerful Lenya can be with the right type of account. We're still far away from our record though at about 65%. We need 15% in the last 12 seconds. Don't think that's going to happen. And you can see here, that is the big difference maker, is most likely Kruger's doing more damage. And then also removing that physical defense just seems like the best thing about him. Surprisingly enough though, Thoran actually might have done a little bit more damage, but because so much damage incoming is physical damage, Kruger still seems to be the kind of big play. Now, the only other thing I was considering is seeing what happens, because if you have Lenya, you probably don't have Mikola. If you have Mikola, you probably don't have Lenya. I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens in this same exact top tier team, except putting Smokey into the mix instead to see what he can provide. I guess Smokey's positioning isn't as important. Do you still want him kind of up close? So we'll get that shield right there. Let's try this one more time. Let's see what Smokey looks like without the Mikola play. It's interesting though, because we might want to invest more in Mikola in the future into her exclusive to provide a little bit more damage to our squads, especially if we're really pushing ranking in Dream Realm. That will actually matter. So let's see how this turns out. We got Smokey about to get to his third ultimate right here, which is going to be his big damage dealing burst against Lone Gaze. Damage is looking solid for the 50-second mark so far. They're both providing essentially the same amount of attack, except it does seem like Mikola has slightly better buffs nowadays, so we'll have to see how that actually figures into this damage right here. I do think Mikola is still going to be more damage, but question is by how much. We need to get to about 65% damage done. We're at 55 with our last big burst of damage coming in 10 seconds right here. Don't think we're going to break our record. It's close. Oh no, actually that was actually better. That was actually better. It was 61%. So yeah, no, actually we did better with the Smokey. We didn't necessarily need the Mikola. But again, the one difference maker here I will say is I believe our Mikola is what? Only +5. +10 doesn't do much more. It would have to be +15 to make a difference. And then at that point, Smokey's only, honestly, I think Smokey's only +10 at our account too. So yeah, that's intriguing. That's definitely intriguing. It's close, but like, look, let's be honest. End of the day, this guy is the MVP for right now until we get higher artifacts and different artifacts unlocked. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.